everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been long time no see or speak. I've been really busy recently with real life, and the builds have been a bit slower than I would have liked. So yeah, here's the most recent one I've done. I just decided to do this quite quick, simple little like mid-century home. It's kind of inspired by the ones around it in Oasis Springs. As you can tell, we're building there today. And I kind of like to think of this world as kind of like a Palm Springs kind of feel. Yeah, I like that vibe, and I like all the palm trees and the fact that it feels like it's hot here. And obviously when we get season soon, we'll be able to actually control the temperature in all the worlds. So yeah, that'll be so good, and we can have a bit more control over obviously the climate as well, which will be fun. So yeah, that's why I wanted to build this just one story house, and it's got lots of nice big windows to bring in all the light and the views, but it's still, yeah, it kind of looks like a budget home in a way because it's kind of minimally furnished. You'll see what I mean when we get into the furnishing. But it wasn't budgeted. I can't remember what it came to. It's not a crazy expensive house at all, but I didn't want to restrict the furnishings on the inside because I wanted to go for a certain vibe on the inside, quite a young kind of, in a way it's kind of like pop arty, and yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So a while ago my sim did this painting and I styled a room around it like I always do. That's how I started uploading things to the gallery in the first place. So I wanted to incorporate that into the whole house, or use that idea and spread it throughout the whole house. And I just love the simplicity of it and the pink and the kind of aqua color that we've got going on, and I just kind of expand that idea throughout the whole house. And yeah, it's quite a simple matchy kind of build instead of a like realistic cluttered kind of build, because I like both styles, to be fair, and sometimes it is just nice to kind of refresh and just do something this simple and minimal. So yeah, I like how it turned out. I like the combination of items. I love the little flamingo as like an indoor decor item. It's so random, and I never use it as an indoor item. I rarely even use it in the garden. So yeah, I wanted to use it in this kind of Palm Springs styled little house, maybe in Hollywood, or Hollywood, California, I don't know. So yeah, it's kind of got this like I said, mid-century vibe in the shape of the house, and also in a lot of the interior as well. So a lot of the items I pick, like this table with the TV on it, that's got the hairpin legs, which is obviously a really classic mid-century feature, as well as this other little bowling pack table as well. So there's lots of those kind of silhouettes that you'd see in mid-century style, so a lot from the bowling pack and city living, I think. So yeah, and I also use these jungle adventure counters in the kitchen. I just really love them recently. I like that they can work in so many different styles of homes. So the all white swatch, for example, works really well in this modern kind of place, whereas some of the others can look a lot more rustic, and I think my next build uses them as well, the one I'm still editing at the moment, so that'll use them in a different context. So yeah, they can be really versatile, I think, and I think a lot of the pack can, as far as build and buy. So yeah, Jungle Adventures is a good one if you play around with the items a bit. So yeah, back to this one. I'm using these neon lights. They're really cool and funky and kind of kitsch, and I think that really suited the style of this build. So I've used this one as a bedside table light, but it's obviously mounted on the wall, so I imagine it would have the wire coming down with the switch on it, instead of a bedside lamp, so then it left space for clutter like makeup and things, so I've put those instead. And then I've put the other one in the kitchen here just to fill up that blank wall, but there's not much else going on the walls. It is more about the colours and the odd painting that I put here and there, so it is quite like I said, minimal, really. That's it. And here I just wanted to put, instead of a dining table, because this is for like a single sim or a couple sim couple even, I didn't want it to be a dining table. I didn't think there'd be much point. I think they'd rather have a computer space, like a desk space. So I went with my classic, it kind of looks like a Mac desktop, so yeah, that's the one I always go for from City Living. I love that computer, it's so sleek. And then I really like the combination of the white lacquered desk and the little mid-century chair as well. It just really works together, and obviously the pop of aqua in the kitchen as well kind of all ties in with the stove and the fridge. So yeah, it's kind of really themed, and maybe it kind of looks like a show home in a way that it's all themed together rather than it's been added over time and things have been randomly mismatched. So yeah, it's got that really unifying theme. And yeah, I also wanted to use the cats and dogs bed that you saw in that swatch. I don't use that swatch often. I don't know, maybe it's something about the stripes, but I think it worked in this room because it's quite a bright, youthful kind of bedroom, and it's quite feminine, obviously. And it almost looks like it's for a teen, so maybe it's for a teen who's just aged up and got her own first place. And you'll see a lot of elements in the bedroom that actually make it look quite like it's for a teen. So like music later on, I'll add a stereo. The mirror's got like photos on it, and you know, the makeup clutter, it kind of looks quite youthful. And obviously the lack of furniture suggests that it's maybe someone who's just moved in and is still building up their collection, and everything's kind of it's more focused on the colour rather than the substance of the items, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was just a cute little build. And I actually I do this sometimes. I worked on the inside and established the theme before I then finished the outside, so I wasn't sure in the exterior what I wanted to go for at first, and then in the end it worked out because I was able to then incorporate the colours from the inside on the outside, use that pink plaster, and I really love how it turned out because I waited and did it after. So I used some like mid-century wallpaper, so the kind of stony looking one from the bowling pack as well, I think. And it just made it pop. And then, you know, a bit of landscaping, and it kind of left quite it quite minimal outside as well. I didn't go overboard, and it does feel like the perfect kind of starter, obviously not for the price, but for the kind of the basic shape of it and everything. And you could definitely build up out and around, and obviously add a floor on top if you wanted. So yeah, it's cute. Bathroom's quite very similar. I like this really kind of Hollywood style dressing room mirror that I made. I just added the wall light into the mirror, and it makes the frame disappear because the mirror is like deeper than it, so it just leaves you with the light bulbs and looks really cute. So you just end up with this really unique mirror. And then I'm just adding the whole like the foundation to the house. I wanted it to be slightly raised, and I wanted to add a small pool in the back as well. So I do add a small pool and barbecue area, and I add one of the 6-seater outdoor tables with the transparent parasols or umbrellas, which is really cute. I haven't used those in a while, so it was nice to get those out again. And for the roofing, because I wanted to add this kind of accent wallpaper on only the front of the roof, I just added another roof and then blended it in, so that, because obviously when you paint a roof, the wallpaper applies to the whole of it. You can't control that. So yeah, I just kind of made 2 roofs, and you can't tell when it's all up together. So yeah, and I like this like asymmetry here with this pink wall, and it just stops, and then there's this concrete block for the other side. It just looks really nice, although there is a slight mismatch in the lining. Like, they don't line up, and you'll see that in the screenshots, and it really frustrated me because obviously it's preset like that. I can't change where that line is, and they should be like, look at it, why isn't it the same? Anyway, that's kind of annoying, but yeah, other than that, I kind of like it. I use kind of like 3 different wallpapers on the outside just to keep it interesting, and just to kind of, yeah, make it look a bit more designed. And it definitely looks more modern and cute than the other ones around it. Personally, that's what I think. So yeah, I added the dustbin outside, or the main bin outside, so it's definitely there, and as well as the mailbox. And there's obviously lots of space for like things like gardening and stuff if you wanted to add pots and any other outdoor activities. So yeah, and I really like the random palm tree as well from Jungle Adventure. I think it works really well. The colour of the green, like the colour of the leaves, it's a very specific green, and it works really well against the pink, and I just really like how it looks, and it kind of gives a little bit of privacy to those front windows, which is why I chose the windows as well with the lines going across, not just the open ones. So yeah, anyway, we are moving to the end of the video now, so please stick around and enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you soon. Bye!